not genetics. It's the mother that puts in the work every single day.
Well, it's genetics too. You can't deny you have top tier genetics.
I didn't know that until now.
And that's just stupid. Simon at Bald A-Hole here. Thank you much for joining me as always. It's very hot in the UK, so there ain't no way I was doing this in a t-shirt. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 very hot lights staring at me, and I know I'm wearing a Gymshark top, which means everyone has to go crazy. You can do it in the comments as long as you write something. That's all that matters, because YouTube loves engagement. And today we are talking about Mike O'Hearn, because he recently caught up with Kenny KO, literally in the middle of the gym. And old Ken was like, man, I'm going to ask you all the questions everybody wants to ask you. Now, when it comes to Mike O'Hearn, I don't care if he's natural or not. I really, really don't. Again, I don't mean to repeat myself, but I think it's important, in case you've stumbled across this video, just assume that everybody is doing something, or everybody is not doing anything, and then you don't have to worry about it. And that's what I'm trying to tell you here. Just don't worry about it, and then you don't have to drive yourself crazy. However, when you are talking about these things, what you certainly should not do is take medical science, which we do have to rely on when it comes to things such as endocrinology and our hormones, and try and make out like it's a pile of baloney. This is where the video really got me, so I just wanted to go through the interview, I suppose we'll call it, and just kind of highlight a few things and try and figure out what the hell is going on.
Real question.
Go.
Are you actually on like TRT though?
What would be the point, though?
I mean, because men's hormone levels dip as they get older.
No, they don't.
Not to call you old by any means, because you found the found of you.
No, because you guys say that. And so the idea...
That's medical science.
No, it isn't.
Have you gotten your levels checked?
So what is a low?
What is low? Well, it depends on the individual.
So, I missed a lot of the video there. Make sure you go check out Kenny KO's channel to get it all. But he straight up asked him, are you on TRT? The retort is, what would be the point, though? And right, it just makes me laugh. The point of going on TRT is because you want to replace your testosterone levels back to a normal level, right? That's the key, right? You want to get back to normal. Well, something that's happened in 2022 or over the last few years is TRT has now just become a blast, as they call it. It's just somebody doing a cycle of steroids, which testosterone is, you know, if you use it in excess amounts. But never forget, testosterone replacement therapy is meant to be replacing the stuff that you've now lost. Because yes, as you get older, your levels will go down, although not apparently.
Low? Well, it depends on the individual.
Everybody goes
so
low.
maybe if you check your levels when you were like
Where's
30.
Clark Bartram? Let me show you a guy that's at 740 at 58 years old.
Right, but what was his levels when he was 30?
Probably the same.
Probably the same. I mean, look, it's just very strange. It's just a little bit like gibberish. And then he wants to get somebody who's 58 years old who got 740 test levels or whatever. Yes, but it depends on what you've done before. Because do not get me wrong, like, as far as I know, I'm not very well versed in this. Again, I go check out other YouTubers and stuff like that, though. But even if you do come off stuff, obviously you won't look the same because you just won't, but you still will have had the benefits from when you did it first time round. Like, one of the benefits you can have, depending on your genetic makeup and your chemical makeup, etc., is that maybe you'll teach your body how to hold more muscle. Now, you may need actually the drug to do that, but you still have increased what your basic achievements would have been in terms of your physique. So we don't know what these people were doing in the past. As Kenny said, he goes, yeah, but what were the levels in his 30s? Because if this guy's got a 740 test level now, and in his 30s he had, I don't know, a 1,100, 1,100, whatever it may be, then they have gone down. They haven't gone down significantly enough to somebody for them, in this instance, to think, okay, well, I'm going to go get them topped up. But you will not believe where it goes from here.
See, that's the thing. You guys go, hey, you know what? When you're 20, you're like, and then when you're 50, you're like zero. It's like, hold on for a second. Mona, let me see your abs.
Why?
Watch this. Let me see your abs.
They're the flex for the people.
Let me see your abs.
Oh, she's got better abs than I do, for sure.
Why?
That's so weird. And he goes on to say that Mona, I think that was her name, has just had a baby. So why does she have better abs than you? And Kenny says, well, I eat a lot of crap, to be completely honest with you. But that's got nothing to do with, I mean, the way your abs can look will have something to do with genetics. But ultimately, having visible abs has nothing to do with genetics, has nothing to do with test levels, has nothing to do with anything. You just have to have a low body fat, and then you go to a mirror and see how your own physique is going to show those abdominal muscles off. That's it. It has nothing to do with the question that's been asked. It's almost like a very bizarre diversion tactic. It's like that classic, oh man, you better look over there, why? And then you run that way.
All seriousness.
Yeah.
All this other stuff is fun, but you guys go, no matter what, you guys are destroyed by 40 or 35. That's the idea that's kind of pushed. Is it not?
Yeah. Okay.
Best bodybuilders are what age?
What best bodybuilders at what age? Like 30, 35.
Late 30s, early 40s. Best strength is when?
I have no idea.
Late 30s.
Okay.
So again, you don't even function at that point.
I don't know what he's talking about. You don't even function at that point. His argument only works if you've done steroids in your 20s, you've screwed up your endocrine system, so you're staying on the steroids in order to get the elevated levels that you want. So then sure, by your late 30s, you're probably going to have a lot of experience. You will have built an absolute excellent base, and you can build off that, and then 40 over, maybe you go down a little bit. But his argument only works if you come off the stuff and you have an incredible low. Do you know what? I don't know if that's true. I don't know what he's talking about.
Juiced up and strong. Were you ever stronger than me at 14 or 15 years old?
Oh, hell no.
Why? I just came out of puberty. I was going into puberty and out of puberty. Why were you not stronger than me? On shit.
And then he goes on about this bizarre thing, how he was stronger than Kenny when he was both coming out of puberty, going through puberty, and pre-puberty. I don't get what the point is. Maybe just a really strong dude. Some people are just strong. Let's use wrestling. Brock Lesnar. Now, he's a big tank as well, but he's just strong. Cesaro, there's another guy. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, he's so strong. He's just strong. And it's great that he's found a weight room, but you can find dudes that never go to the gym, and they can just pick stuff up. They just can. They're just big hosses. That's just the way the world works. So you get to this point of the video, honestly staring off into the distance going, why are we talking about how strong Micah Hearn was when he was 13?
How were you not stronger than me?
Just genetics. I'm not saying
He
you don't
just
have
said
incredible
genetics.
Right.
I'm training at 14 years old, and you're saying drugged up, 20s or 30s, on steroids, can't be stronger than a prepubescent kid.
I know what that means. The reason he's just going right is because I think Kenny's probably... Do you know when you're put in that situation where you go, oh, hey, how are you, Brad? And someone comes back to you and goes, potato? And you're like, right, okay. I need to understand how to respond to this. And, no, I've got nothing, so I'm just going to smile and say yes.
I mean, I'm just not a strong individual. Gear doesn't work well for me.
But you're not even stronger or more muscular than a 40, mid-40, who's older than you, that had a kid.
Then he goes back to Mona and says that she's stronger than us, or Kenny. Do we know that? They haven't done any kind of strength off, and just based on mass alone, I would presume that's not true. And also, what has that got to do with testosterone?
Point is, you guys shut down their opportunity. All seriousness aside, I love what you do. Do not stop doing what you're doing. But you stop every kid out there going, maybe. You do. You guys stop it. And I love that I was around such savage individuals.
I do think everyone should push their physique as far as they can naturally. I say if you don't have a career in bodybuilding, why take stuff?
And social media guys shut that shit down and go, no, it's a straight either drugs or no drugs.
That's not true either. I do not think that is the social media thing at all. I do not think people are saying, well, I guess you are saying drugs or no drugs. That's your choice. But I'll tell you right now, you can push your physique to incredible levels without any use of drugs. Of course you can. Of course you can. Like some people, again, will bring in the drugs to their routine and it works horribly for them. Some people react terrible to drugs. Of course, some people react terribly to ibuprofen. So it's going to be exactly the same with this. But I just do not agree with that rhetoric at all. And I think what Micah Hearn is probably saying in relation to him, everybody is just having this conversation. That's because he is, 52, 53, 54, whatever it may be. And he still looks absolutely terrific. Now, is this going to come down to genetics? Absolutely. Is it going to come down to hard work? You bet your ass. He is an incredible specimen, but to think that he is able to maintain that completely naturally all the time, of course it's going to come up for question because it's just, well, not natural, ironically. It's not natural. He would be the exception to the rule. So I think the issue that I have with this is he gets very defensive and he talks about a lot of weird stuff when ultimately he's put himself in that position to begin with. I mean, why he keeps bringing Mona back into this, I don't know.
You could be healthy for a lifetime, you can be strong for a lifetime, you can do things if you start young, because I don't want anybody to go, shit, I want to look like you when I'm 60. But it has nothing to do with what I'm doing. It has everything to do with what I did as a teenager.
And that is a good lesson. That is a really, really good lesson. It has everything to do with what I did with a teenager. In the sense, so, you know, you got to be dedicated. You got to be committed. You got to understand there's certain sacrifices involved. Also got to make sure you're enjoying yourself. So I do think there is a lesson to learn there. But, well, look, he may be telling the truth. We don't know. And we don't want to cast aspersions here. But if he has ever done anything else, That's the problem. That's when the problem comes in, because he said he doesn't want kids to, basically get pushed off the wrong path. But if you are striving naturally to get to where Mike O'Hearn is, which you will not, by the way, taking drugs completely out of this, because, again, once in a lifetime guy here, when you're talking about genetics, then you're going to be upset anyway, because you'll set yourself this goal and you'll never achieve it. So don't try and look like Mike O'Hearn. Don't try and look like Kenny Ko. Definitely don't try and look like me. That'd be a terrible idea. Just make sure you come up with your own goals and your own achievements and just hit them. Nobody else matters. Like, they really, really don't when it comes to bodybuilding, because you're never going to get there anyway, and it's just going to screw up your brain.
I didn't know if you did blood work back in the day, like in your 20s, 30s.
I've been low testosterone my entire life. That's why I'm wanting
your
to
levels have dipped at all.
And he says he's been low testosterone his entire life. But unless we see that on a piece of paper, from blood work, etc., again, I mean, there is something to take away there as well, because everybody thinks, oh man, I'm going to take a bunch of testosterone, I'm going to get, super physiological levels and just go absolutely crazy. But actually, some people will benefit from having lower levels, not low levels, but lower levels, because once again, everybody is different. So you may actually build muscle better on 800 than you would on 1600. I mean, it doesn't really make sense when you're sort of comparing it like for like, but that's how bodies work. Bodies are really weird. Basically, what I mean by that as well is if you got to 1600, you may be experiencing such high side effects that doesn't work for you, whereas 800 is your sweet spot. So Mike O'Hearn may have lower testosterone levels, but to say he's low, I think it's debatable.
I'm low testosterone my entire life, which has helped me get healthy joints.
Do you know what your level was?
I'm at 400. Yeah.
He says he's 400, which would be low, and then he says it helped me cut joints. I mean, that's above, I don't know, that's above my pay grade. I don't know what that means. If somebody knows what that means, please let me know in the comments.
Not genetics. It's the mother that puts in the work every single day.
Well, it's genetics too. You can't deny you have top tier genetics.
I didn't know that until now.
And that's just stupid. I don't want to be horrible. I'm sure he's a lovely, lovely guy. It is genetics. Like, if you've got me and you've got Mike O'Hearn and we work just as hard as each other for 10 years, he is going to come out looking better than me, right? He just will, because you can tell. I don't know, I've never looked like that. Genetics do play a point. This is a stupid argument that we're going to get into, and the comments are going to go crazy, but of course they do. It's the same with everything. Why are some people good at sports? It's just in their genetic code. They're chemically good at it. They popped down to this planet, and that's one of their traits. It's why some people can draw. It's why some people can play instruments. It's why some people are good at being a manager. It's why some people are good at riding a bike. There's so many different things. It's what makes us awesome and unique as individuals. But for him to stand there and say, don't do genetics, that's the problem, because it does. He absolutely works hard. Dedicated Mother Hubbard, and more power to him. But he had a leg up from day one, and he should be happy about that. So we'll just jump into the comments to see what people are saying. We should read this one as well, because it's only fair, because it's from Kenny. He's pinned it. Let me state this now. I see some comments of people upset I didn't pressure Mike more. Here's the thing. I did that interview. It would just last approximately 10 seconds, providing no video for you. I'll let Mike's body language and question avoidance do the work. Good guy, Kenny KO. I like him. But the best one is from Leon Clark, who says, Mike does a hell of a lot of talking without actually saying anything. Devil's advocate, I have to give Mike credit for one thing. They do know how to control a conversation. Lol, that's a skill. And again, this is Sarah Tax, not me. I know how videos work. What makes him a great lie is that he's 80% correct. This is not to take away anything from him. He works so hard and he can keep this dedication over all the years. It's insane. I agree with that. Unfortunately, Mike does this every time this situation arises. He finds a way to manipulate the whole conversation, and people let him because they don't want to cause or start any bad energy, which I also understand. I don't think it would help anyway, even if you pushed him. And Cassidy Campbell says Mike was bigger naturally at 15 than Arnold Schwarzenegger was in his prime. That may be true. I don't know if that's the case or not. I can't comment. And he took over the conversation. It's possible he diverted everything away from actually that was asked of him, are you natty or not? I kind of do agree with that. I think if you just say no, and you can use a good thing. But again, I don't care about any of that. Let's just pretend that he is, and let's pretend that he's not. Just focus on you. And these videos are coming out all the time. And we did a video about this last week, how the prevalence of steroids these days is so much easier. They're just out there waiting for you, and they're almost cool on social media such as TikTok. Like, that's how they're promoted. And it's totally up to you what you decide to do. Of course it is. But do not think you're going to go on something and you're going to look like that, because you're not. And then you're going to be more disappointed. And then you think, okay, say you try drug 1. Oh, drug 1 didn't work. I'll try drug 2. I'll try drug 3. I'll drug 4. And you do not know where it's going to go. Again, I would absolutely implore you to watch More Plates, More Dates. Greg Doucette, people like this. Kenny KO, I'm sure, has some videos as well. They actually talk about their own experiences, because that's the only way that you can learn. But this is my experience from someone that's just been lifting for 20 years, and, I have some muscle on me, but again, I got a big gut on me. I got a big belly on me too. This is my thoughts on the matter. But, I totally understand when people go, "Son, what do you know? You have no experience with this stuff." It's true. I don't. I just come from somebody that loves lifting weights, and at sort of certain times in my younger days was absolutely tempted by it. Of course you'd be tempted by it. It sounds amazing on paper, but then, you hear about heart problems and heart diseased, runs rife in my family. I was like, you know what, I don't want to go down that. I don't want to go down that path. So anyway, let me know in the comments below. What do you think about Mike O'Hearn? It's an interesting conversation to say the least. Also, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Hit the bell, ding ding, so you know other videos going live. There will be a video on the screen. Please do give it a click. Otherwise, what can you do? GrillerMind.com/Simon. Use a good Simon, get 10% off. These are supplements I use and like. I think they're good. Ingredients Power 13 Cookbook. Again, help you with diet. At Simon316 on Instagram and Twitter. Patreon.com/Simon3116 for lots of stuff. Also, my reaction videos. We've got tons of going up there now, which is cool. Simon.bigcartel.com for merch. I believe that's everything. Probably forgotten something. Usually do, but again, the description will have it all. See you soon.